Alright guys, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do this little fanfiction, share this little fun fanfiction idea with you guys. And I know I've done, like, versions of this before, but I figured, it's, it's for fun. So here is another Spider-Man Gravity Falls crossover. So in this story, Stan reveals that he has cancer. He is revealed to the rest of the Gravity Falls group that he's got cancer. He has lung cancer, but he also says that, look, it's in its early stages. I've got years to live. They're saying I got like 4 years. That's fine. I've lived long enough. But the thing is that, Dipper realized that, hey, it's still like new. Maybe we can find a way to, get treatment for you. And he's like, good luck in the, with health insurance, as expensive as it is, good luck trying to get me something to, get some early treatment, because I ain't got the money for that. So Dipper and the rest of Mabel are especially distraught, and as they think that maybe there's something out in the forest of Gravity Falls that could actually help them. Maybe we don't need the cancer treatment. Maybe we don't need treatment. Maybe we just can find some magical doohickey or Deus Ex Machina bullshit to save our uncle. So they go out in the woods, but they don't find anything. What they do find, however, is like an old cache, like an old safe house, buried in like a old bunker in the forest. That bunker belonged to the Sinister Six. Yeah, it's an old weapons cache, because one of the basically they discover that one of the major plans is that Octavius and the Sinister Six were going to basically go a little more like international, and they, in case they needed like weapons or something, or their gear fixed or repaired, they had the Tinkerer to essentially build like all replicas and gear replacements for their weapons, and hid them in safe houses all across the country. And one of those places was in Gravity Falls that was hidden. So now they found it, and they're like, and Dipper's like, idea, maybe we can steal the money. And Mabel's like, I like the idea. Are we gonna kill people? And he's like, no. And we're not gonna steal from, and Mabel's like, are we gonna steal from banks? And he said, yes. We're also going to steal from really bad people. So they get Seuss and Wendy in on it, and even Ford, and they're like, okay, obviously we don't have Sandman powers or Electro powers, so that's out, but let's see what we can dig around and find here. So Dipper finds like all the weapons of the Hobgoblin and says, okay, I'll be Hobgoblin. You guys find something that's worth, that you could use. Ford takes the Vulture costume. Wendy takes Craven's gear, and calling herself Craven the Huntress. Seuss gets a hold of, he gets like a version of the Rhino suit that is essentially more like a mech, like almost like a mech suit, than it is like a suit, that's permanently stuck to your body. So, yeah. Seuss becomes this version Rhino, and they're like, hold up, if we're gonna make ourselves look like the Sinister Six, we need one more member. We're down a person. So they basically, they all kind of like, okay, we can't call ourselves the Sinister Six if there's 5 of us. And someone goes, how about we call ourselves the Fatal Five? And they're like, that name's taken. So they go to Dipper goes, okay, I got an idea. I know a guy who could probably help us out in this little endeavor. And that person is Gideon. Yeah, they go to Gideon because they're like, you used to be an evil son of a bitch. You actually could help us out a lot more. You could really help do some help for good, a lot of help for us. And Gideon goes, right on. Because now he's like trying to change his ways. This is post the show, so he's like, yeah, I can help out. I can do that. So you can probably guess which villain costume he feels at home at. Yep, he picks the Mysterio costume. So they call themselves the Sinister Six and start robbing banks and also busting up underworld groups and like racist organizations that have been like taking money and funds from people. So yeah, they bust in the like KKK rallies and whatnot and start taking their money. And as they're doing this, they're like, their whole thought is, there's no way Spider-Man's there's no superheroes out in Oregon, first off. Secondly, what's Spider-Man gonna do? He's gonna web sling his way here? I'd like to see that. A lot worse happens, trust me. Because what does happen, essentially, is that one of the places they overturn and steal money from belong to one Leland Owlsley, aka the Owl. So the Owl gives Octavius a call, and he's like, "Hey, Otto, what the fuck, man?" And, of course, Otto's like, "What are you talking about? Like, what did I... why you... first off, before I strangle the life out of you for talking to me in that tone, why are you mad at me, first off, Owlsley?" And the Owl explains, six of your guys, calling themselves the Sinister Six, just turned over one of my criminal organizations out in the West Coast. What the hell, man? So, of course, now Octavius knows that someone found their weapons cache and is masquerading as the Sinister Six, and he's like, "Oh, hell no." So, Ock gets together another 6 members, because he's like, well, half the team's in jail right now, so I'll make my own, I'll make a different Sinister Six. So Ock gets together, he gets together Sandman and Electro. He does get them, but the other 3 members he gets are Scorpion, the Shocker, and who was the last guy I had on this team? Damn, who was it? Oh yeah, Mr. Negative. And it's kind of funny, like, when Shocker gets involved in the Sinister Six, he's like, "This is really cool! I'm part of the Sinister Six! I'm in the big leagues!" And they're like, "Shut the fuck up, Herman. You're here because we couldn't find Green Goblin. So, shut the fuck up." They're just like, your last minute, your target practice. So, now, so when Ock arrives with his new Sinister Six, the other, Dipper and his team are like, "Shit, I think we're in, we bit," they're like, "Oh balls, I think we're in a little over our head." So, they are trying to lay low, but the problem is that Ock kind of calculated, hey, these assholes are living here in this place called... We tracked all the other places because they've been more or less knocking over banks and stuff in Oregon, throughout Oregon, so they trace it all back to a little town in Gravity Falls, and Ox goes, "I am going to turn that entire town into ash to find out who is mocking us. Whoever's fucking with us is going to be fucked." So they come and they start wrecking the town, so Dipper and the rest of them have to basically step up and fight them. It's a 6-on-6 match. And yeah, they've got all the tech and all that, but the problem is that they're basically getting their ass kicked because it's the Sinister Six. Of course, they're going to kick some ass. They're just better at their job. They're just better and had a longer time as supervillains. So they go into hiding again. So Dipper and the rest of the 6 go into hiding, and they're like, "What the hell do we do? We're fucked." So Dipper basically goes, "I don't have any options. I'm gonna get my family killed. So the only option I have left right now is basically call Spider-Man. Like, send a message." Like, he basically has this online message that he posts on, like, social media going, "Hi, I don't know how to call you because there's no, like, signal in the sky for you. So I'm hoping this video gets, like, shared. We need your help. I'm going to be flat out with you. Octavius is wrecking my town, and we need your help." So Peter, of course, this gets shared enough on social media, and Spider-Man's like, "All right, I guess I am going to Oregon." So he basically Peter calls in a favor to use a Quinjet from the Avengers to zip on over there, and helps out taking back the town from the Sinister Six. And now Dipper and the others, like Mabel comes up with this answer, this new name for their Sinister Six. She calls them the Spectacular Six, Spider-Man and the Spectacular Six. Also, I think I forgot what to name Mabel. Who Mabel took on the identity of. She made herself into the Scorpion. She made herself into a female Scorpion. So yeah. Anyway, so Spider-Man and the Spectacular Six take on the Sinister Six and manage to beat them. The Sinister Six get away. Spider-Man's like, that was really fucking stupid. You know, first off, you were basically stealing from everyone, and now you didn't think that Octavius wasn't going to come over here and beat your ass, or did you think I wasn't going to come over here? And they're like, yeah, that was the point. We were trying to save our uncle. So, of course, Spider-Man's like, they had to say save the uncle. Okay, I'll let you go. Don't do this again. And that's how the story pretty much ends. So I figured it'd be kind of fun. No Evil Dipper stuff, none of that. So yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of this story? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.